Alrighty, so welcome to the cooking and nutrition portion of the show. So we're going to start out with, well, of course, bacon. So I got the pan nice and warm. So we're going to throw some bacon in there. The bacon is my source of protein. It's also the cooking medium. And really good flavor. So we're going to be adding something different this time than just the bacon. But we have the bacon cooked first. So we get the nice flavorful bacon grease in there. And last night I cooked pork chops in olive oil, butter, and bacon. So really looking forward to having a very nutritious breakfast, which will consist of fresh potato from the garden, fresh green peppers from the garden, and fresh jalapenos, also from the garden. One thing not from the garden, of course, is the bacon, and also I have ham that I'm going to chop up. Alright, now that we got the bacon cooking, we're now going to sit there and cut up some ham, go into it. I pick these up because they're nice, thick cuts. I can make sandwiches out of them. I can cook them into the eggs and potatoes. Just good, somewhat healthy food. Yes, it's processed ham, but at least it's real meat. It's not spam. So what we do is we get my Cutco knife. So remember, my buddy at Cutco.com, Lucky O'Day, he is one of my sponsors, and I really enjoy the knives. So while the bacon's cooking, I'm going to slice this into cubes. And then once the bacon's done, I'll pop this in probably along with the potatoes. Probably the potatoes first, because the ham is pre-cooked. All I really need to do is just warm it up. There we go. This is eating good in the neighborhood. So it's Bob Evans down on the farm. Let's take a look at the ingredients. And I tell you, the ingredients kind of let you know what's going on with your product. So we got one steak contains 22 grams of protein. Alright, it's a premium cut of pork, 120 calories, no added sugar. So really, pretty good healthy meat. So 22, 44 grams. Potato will probably give me another 3 grams. The peppers will give me another couple grams. So I'll get the meat off to the side, and now let's get the potato ready. Because of the added meat, I think one potato is going to be plenty. Now these are dug up right from the garden. So you got 100% of nutrition. Remember when you buy from the store, you know, they're already 3 weeks old. Time you get them home and actually start using them, they've been out of the ground for a month. Doesn't make them bad, but you are not getting the same amount of flavor and or nutrition out of them. Now these I planted and grew, so I leave the skins on them. Store-bought ones, I tend to peel a lot of the skin off because of what they use to grow them. Alright, I don't use any insecticides or fungicides on my plants. So I don't have to worry about any of those harmful chemicals being on them. So while the bacon's cooking, we cube up the potatoes. I'll go on next. I will use Himalayan sea salt and fresh ground pepper for spices. The sea salt has other things besides sodium. It has potassium, iron, magnesium, and manganese, and calcium. All those are minerals that your body needs to maintain healthy. And then even though it's starting to cool off a little bit, make sure you stay hydrated. This is a water bottle that I repurposed. So while we're doing that, we'll put the ham back away. Now I got the bacon in here. What we do is we just flip them over. The bacon is providing the cooking medium for everything else. And if I do need more, what I'll do is I'll add butter. Or I do have stored bacon grease from prior meals when I was just cooking the bacon and not cooking other things like when I do BLTs. I do save the bacon grease for cooking. I got my big pan over here cleaned up. Those are the ones I cooked the pork chops in yesterday. So basically this is just to get the flavor in the pan. Potatoes will go in, ham will go in, peppers will go in, and we'll be ready to have a really, really good meal. Probably one of the brunch feast, as we call them, that I really won't have to bake any eggs because I'm going to have all the protein in the bacon and the ham. So I really am not going to need it. So while that's cooking, we'll let that kind of cook a little bit more before I pull it out and drain it. And then we'll add the potatoes. So, I got 4 of the pieces out. Got this one to flip one more time. I'll pull it out on the plate here in the napkin. I'll let it drain any excess grease. So I'll leave most of the grease here. And then we're going to be adding in the potatoes. Potatoes will put in there, salt and pepper, stir it around so it gets a nice coating on all the little pieces. I'll get my stirrer ready. Basically just kind of let that drip down. Now we'll add the potatoes that previously I chopped up. Fresh black ground pepper. And Himalayan sea salt. And then you stir it around. What I want to do is I want to get the potato cube, get a layer of grease, bacon grease on all sides of it, and get it stirred around the pan so the pan's got a good covering of it, and it keeps it from sticking. I'm also cooking on a low heat, although I'm on a stronger burner, and these burners are very powerful. So I got that going. Now I chop up the peppers, so those will be ready. Alrighty, so give another stir. So stir, you're flipping the cubes over, letting another side get cooked. You're also re-spreading the grease throughout the whole pan. And then this is usually when I sit there and hit it with the spices again. The secret to have really good potatoes is to make sure they get a good dose of pepper, in my opinion. Now, individual taste will come to mind. let these go for probably another 5 minutes before I introduce the ham. A couple more stirs, introduce the peppers. So the peppers I've already cut up. You can see I got plenty of green peppers and jalapenos to go in there. And I have cubed ham, 2 ham steaks to go in there. Whoa! And plus I still have the bacon, which I'll add back into it. And that's just gonna make a nice, I guess you'd call it a potato casserole. So, can't stir these enough. It helps them to get more flavor. And if I get a little low on cooking medium, I can add butter for flavor, or I can add more bacon grease into it, so I do store the stuff I don't use. So we'll let that cook for a little bit. The video itself might only be about 15 to 20 minutes, but cooking time is 45 minutes. So now we're gonna put a tab of pure Irish butter in there. And that's pretty much just to add some more flavor into it. So you have bacon grease, and I've got no butter in there. I'll let that dissolve, stir the potatoes one more time, and then it'll probably be about time to start bringing the ham and the bacon, get back in, a couple stirs, and then we're going to add the veggies, and give that a couple minutes stirring around, and it'll be time to serve and time to eat. Really good nutrition. This is the type of food that it doesn't have to be super healthy, but it's not processed. You're not getting it from McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell or whatever. You're cooking it. You're cooking it in healthier environments. You might think, oh, bacon grease, far better than vegetable oils and seed oils. Seed oils are very bad for you. A lot of the information they give out in the 80s and 90s were not good information. So they did a study in like Europe, like Italy and that, saying how people were far healthier even though they ate lots of pasta and ate food. But the problem is the foods were not processed foods. They were made from scratch. They were far better for you than buying a lot of the stuff that you just heat to eat. Yeah, just heating to eating is not always a good thing. So, potatoes still need a couple more minutes on it. I do cook at low, take time to get all that flavor to really absorb in there. Next thing I'll be adding will be the ham. Alrighty, so we got the potatoes pretty much well on their way of being cooked. And then we were going to add the ham pieces, which I've cubed up. Hopefully it will come off. Hanging on for dear life. Now I got ham in there. So let's stir it up. Stirring up is going to get the bacon grease and the spices to start coating them. Now the ham is already cooked, so really I'm just heating them up and getting some more flavor added to it. So I don't need to leave that in here long. So now I'll take the bacon, tear it up in pieces. As I always do. Yeah, I like people say, why don't you just cut it up and then cook it that way? Well, it's easier to break it up after you cook it. Other things I could add to it if I wanted to, I could throw some cheese on there. But I think once we get the peppers in there, we're going to have plenty of flavor. So before I add the peppers in, give it another stir. whether you use one potato or two potatoes, you know, whether you use one ham slice or two, you know, it really doesn't matter. It's, you know, what you want the mixture to be. I use a lot more peppers than probably I have to, but I like peppers. And to get enough nutrition, you need to have a lot of them. So this is the peppers that go in. Now you can heat up just a little bit, because when you put a lot of food in the skillet, you do cool the skillet down. You know, wanting to get with an equilibrium, so I got to kick in a little bit more heat because I have more food in there cooking. And you don't want to blast it with too much heat, otherwise you're going to burn the butter, you're going to burn the bacon grease, and it's just going to make for a very poor meal. So I got this going. I don't know how well you can see that. I'll be serving them on the plates here pretty soon and give you a good view of the plates. But like I said, 20 minutes of video, but really about 45 minutes to an hour complete prep and cook time. So it takes time to make a good meal. So next time you're at a restaurant and you order something that comes out in 5 minutes, be suspicious. It had to been preheated. Threw it in the microwave, they heated it up, threw some stuff on and out, it came. That's not how you want to eat. But if it takes, you know, 20, 30 minutes to come out, now you know they've cooked it. You know, it was cooked from fresh materials, and it wasn't nuked, and it was done the right way. So, oh man, I can't wait. I will wait. And you want to get it stirred up. I don't want all the jalapenos hanging together. I want to try to get it spread out throughout the whole thing evenly. You know, otherwise you're going to get one bite and you'll be zow. So 2 green peppers in here, 2 jalapeno peppers. And both of them had nice thick walls, which tells me that they had a lot of zing to them. So we are about ready. Everything served. I will get my slide spoon, let it cook for a couple more minutes, and then we will serve them on a plate and give you a nice view of it. I'll probably premiere this probably around 7 o'clock this evening while I'm at work. But the live chat will be going. Hope to see everybody then. Alrighty, so after much anticipation, we will shut the burner off completely. And use a slide spoon because, yes, I want to cook it in bacon grease, but I don't need it all on my plate. And here is breakfast. So if I wanted to, I could add an egg to it, but I really don't think it's necessary. I think we got plenty of nutrition there already. So unless I feel we just might need it, and if we do, that's easy enough to do. There we go. So, do I want to add an egg to it? I think I'm going to. This feels like it needs it. It's easy enough to do. Okay. I'm going to do that and I got to run out the car because I think we left the eggs there. So just 2 eggs here real quick. Keep the burner back on low. There we go. There's a 1 and a 2. 1 for me and 1 for you. Quickly put on some spices. And I'll be ready to flip it over. I gotta check something really quick here. So looking at it, I made a judgment call. I said we're gonna add an egg to the top of it. Egg's gonna give us another 6 grams of protein per egg, about 100 calories, and all 20 of the amino acids that the liver needs to make all the proteins for the body. So that's why I always call it the incredible edible egg, because it is. And because eggs cook pretty quick this way, it's something that we can run right at the end. There we go. Kind of letting them cook. Take a little bit longer than they should. The pan did cool down, but it'll heat up rather quickly. And pop an egg on top of the food, and the meal is ready. Probably, you're figuring about, with the Fairlife milk, figuring over 50 grams of protein per serving, per meal for both the wife and I. Probably a little extra than what we needed, but it doesn't hurt. And breakfast generally is the one that gets a little bit overloaded. Look at that presentation. All they need is a few cilantro leaves on there, and I could be a pro chef. We're not going to put any cilantro leaves on there, although I do have them out in the garden. It is something I could do. But I'm letting them go to seed. I mean, the seeds themselves are also a spice, so I'll harvest it. Half I'll keep for replanting, and the other half I will use for spices. All right. Breakfast is served. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in for chat. Appreciate it. Look forward to some more cooking shows and that. This one I'll probably also upload to my third channel just to kind of let YouTube know it's still active. Remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise. Enjoy yourself.